What's going on, beautiful people? Thank you for tuning in and watching. I love every single one of you guys, and I appreciate your appreciation, but let's see if you're going to appreciate this. Is God masturbating? Is this thing that's going on, this life thing, is it just God playing with itself? Is it God masturbating? Let me explain what lately I've been thinking is going on, and that's always changing. By the time I put this video up, I probably will have a slightly or more than slightly different perspective, so keep that in mind. I just share what's going on in the present moment. This is what I've been thinking lately. God, or again, the names doesn't matter. The Tao, the Force, nature, cosmic love, light, energy, the Force, all of it, doesn't matter. The all, the one, is infinite bliss. It is made of light. It is made of love. It is just magnificent and incredible and it's eternal, ever present, pure awareness, pure energy. And again, I'm using words to describe an experience. And you've all experienced love. You've all experienced God. You've all experienced the Tao. All of us have. It's like we're in this simulation and we are given clues along the way that this is your true nature. You experience that when you orgasm, and the more intense your orgasm is, and if you're having sex with someone that you really care for, ego dissolution, oh my God, right? Like, you're experiencing God. This is a feeling. You're experiencing your true nature, which is just infinite bliss. If you've done psychedelics, you've definitely experienced it. This love, this oneness, this inexplainable. It's an experience that you have to experience. God is a feeling. It's an experience, right? But from what it seems like, you know, if you meditate and if you do yoga, you get deep into your meditation, you will have these feelings of complete bliss, surrender, bliss, love, oneness, exhilaration, joy. So what it seems like is this. It seems that God is pure love, pure joy, and that's the nature of us all. Now, here goes the theory that God, too bored of this infinite blissful state. So think of it like this. Would you want to be orgasming 24 hours a day, 365 days a year? That would get boring. I think that would get boring probably right around that, you know, I don't know, 10th hour, 11th hour. You know, it would be pretty nice to keep orgasming for like 10 hours in a row, but I think that's starting to get boring. Don't you? We can all agree that would start to get boring if you're just infinite orgasm, right? Yeah, I think that would get a little boring. And I think that's what happened to God. God being this oneness, being this thing that is, I am, is, it is, just is. It was never born and it will never die. It is eternal, it is. It just is. And when it is, and it is always, it is just magnificent and blissful and just incredible. You know, just think of the last time you tripped balls on psychedelics and you've had a blissful experience, or the last time you've had the most intense orgasm, and that's God. That's right there what it is. And so, and it's oneness. There's no ego there. So the theory goes that God got too fucking bored. As you can imagine, it can get pretty fucking boring, right? So God wants to entertain itself. Says, hey, let me create this video game, and probably more than video game, probably a bunch of video games. Earth is just one video game. The physical universe is just one video game. Let me create this video game and let me take my essence and sort of separate myself, break down myself into these little streams of consciousness, these little souls, these little things. Let me simulate this game, this physical universe, and then let me, you know, whatever, put in the variables. I am this all-knowing, all-powerful being. I am genius, I'm incredible. Let me program it really, really intricate. Let me make it seem as if it's real, you know? And then, let me break down myself. And let me experience myself, my creation, in a subjective way. And so, God simulates this thing and then starts to break itself down, infuse itself into the stars, into the trees, into the planets, into the moons, into all of creation. And then you have this thing called human now. And God infuses itself in this human thing. And now this is what it is. Like what's going on in front of you is I am this stream of consciousness, this God essence, this divine essence, and I am just expressing myself through this avatar, right? Now, because God is so genius and all-knowing and all-powerful and all-magnificent, God created a very, very, very convincing simulation. This is real. It's hard to think this is not real. You know, it is very convincing. If you've ever played I've never played virtual reality, right? So I can't even fucking describe the example. But from people who played it, they say this is fucking like, if we can have it right now, if this seems so real, imagine what we would have in 100 years, in 200 years, in 500 years. We might be able to create virtual realities where you put on the goggles, and I've tried it one time. It was like a simulation thing inside of like a recreation park. It wasn't the same virtual reality technology that's going around, but it was basically a simulation of being on a roller coaster. And I remember the experience, and it felt fucking real, you know, it felt real. So I can only imagine what's going on right now. If we humans can come up with something in like say 500 years that you pretty much go into the virtual reality and then you can't even tell the difference between this and that, why can't this be a virtual reality? So, and then essentially you start off this game, you know, let's say incarnation number 1, and you start off, say, being a human being, right? And now you gotta make your way up, back to remember who you are. So God tries to fool itself. You know, the whole simulation, the whole concept of this is designed to make you forget who you are. You see, God doesn't want to remember who God is. God wants to have fun. God wants to find itself again, right? I mean, in almost all religions, the aim is to become one with God again. And a lot of the enlightened ones, like, you know, Buddha and Jesus and all these guys, right, that came with a lot of wisdom, you know, they always alluded to the idea of becoming one with God again. You see? So God creates a simulation, this thing, says, I'm going to create it in such a way that I completely forget who I am. And the objective of the game is to remember who I am and become one with myself again. And that moment is what I call God busting its nuts all over the place. It's the moment you become one with God again. That's when the masturbation comes to an end. A moment of relief, of busting nuts all over. So you start off from the first incarnation 1, day 1. Think of this like a video game. Day 1. Oh boy, I'm in this fucking human thing. Or who knows, you start from a different animal and you move your way up. And then suddenly you find yourself in this human thing. Oh boy, I gotta deal with this ego thing. Oh boy, I gotta deal with fear. Oh boy, I gotta deal with this thing. I mean, you know, this looks so real and I gotta deal with it and I gotta survive and I gotta eat. And then you come back, incarnation after incarnation after incarnation after incarnation after incarnation, da 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 da. And each time your objective is to get a little better, evolve your state of consciousness back to love, back to who you really are again. And you slowly, 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 slowly make your way back into it. The whole thing with woke, right? Which I know gets a lot of ridicule, you know, calling yourself woke and everything. But there is some truth to it, really. Like, you wake up, essentially. You're like, oh, fuck. That's who I really am. Oh my God. Oh my God. I am this divine being. I am not even human. This is a meat body. This is a suit. This is an illusion. Oh my God. I wonder what the fuck's going on, right? That's the whole thing with woke. But it is what it is. It is what it is. At some point, a consciousness, an individual stream of consciousness, a soul, at some point comes to wake up, one way or another. You know, we all are bound to become one with God again. We are all bound to unity once again. So even take someone right now who, let's say, for lack of better terms, low consciousness, don't know any of this, completely attached to this illusion, to this Maya, completely attached, thinks this is all there is, right? You know, you talk about any of these concepts to them, it's like it goes over their head. It's like, what the fuck, you're crazy or something, right? Even them, it might just be that that person needs to incarnate a little bit more to eventually come to remember who they are, right? So then, this kind of leads me to think that there isn't much of a purpose to this other than play. God is just playing. God is just masturbating. You know? That's not a bad thing. That is a magnificent thing. Because that, go ahead, laugh and play and have fun. I think joy is the closest thing to source energy. And I read a thing today, you know. It said laughter, deep laughter, 20 seconds of deep laughter. I don't know how true it is. But what I read is that 20 seconds of deep laughter has the same health benefits to your heart as 3 minutes of rowing. I don't know how true that is, but you know, there's plenty of studies out there that show you the benefits of laughter. And you gotta question yourself, why laughter? Why is laughter such a healthy thing? I mean, you just see something, you laugh. No, I think when God programmed this whole thing, programmed laughter, you know, if consciousness laughs, give them bonus points in the spawn, because they're getting closer to their true nature. They're getting closer to remembering who they are. They're getting closer to essentially God is saying, every time I laugh, give me bonus points so that I'm remembering who I am. I'm getting closer to remembering who I am. You know, so it's very healthy. Laughter is very healthy. And you gotta question why. Why do humans even laugh in the first place? Why do we laugh? It's like that's kind of a window to who you really are. Just pure joy and laughter. And it kind of reminds you the whole point of existence, you know. And when I say play, I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about from getting angry to getting in fights with your parents and your girlfriend and your friends. And I'm talking about the drama of life. It's all drama under the name of play. Because, again, God is just bored. Imagine you're just orgasming the whole time. Like you're just in pure ecstasy for like ever. You would get bored. And I think that's what happened. And so, eventually, and I mean, you know, you might tell yourself, but there's killing and raping and suffering and torture. Well, that seems to be God's idea of a fun game. Okay, God, I think maybe have a sense of humor, and a very twisted and dark sense of humor at times. And maybe that's just God's way of playing the game. It's like, all right, I'm going to make it so convincing that it's going to feel suffering. And there's going to be killing. And there's going to be suffering. And, trauma in it. Because God knows at the end of the day, and it was already written, it's all scripted. At the end of the day, every individual soul, after maybe hundreds, if not tens of thousands of incarnations, comes back to unite with its source again. Oneness, become one again. So then you might say, again, that brings me back. So what are we doing? Right? If I was infinite bliss, I separated myself, completely forgot who I am. After playing so much and going through like fucking tens of thousands of drama, of lifetimes of drama, right? Boom. I am at this infinite bliss state again. It's just play then. And that's the purpose of life then, is to play. And when I say play, I'm not saying to always have fun in this. I'm saying play. Whatever the fucking cards you're dealt with, play them. If you're dealt cards where you're in a war-torn country, play the cards. I mean, that's the cards you've been dealt in this lifetime. If you're playing cards where you're born into a rich family and you have everything, play those cards. Each card comes with its challenges. Each card comes with its learning curve. Each card comes with its positives, and each card comes with its negatives. And you might not see it because of the judgmental mind, but God knows that this is the way. And all of us have definitely been in pretty much all sides of it. I think I always tell myself we're all killers, we're all killed, we're all oppressors, and we're all givers, and we're all caring. We play all parts. That's incarnation. We keep playing those parts. And then once you break out of that and you become totally in love, totally in oneness, you sort of essentially come back and bust all kinds of nuts. Because doesn't that how it feel? Right? The more you're closer to source. You guys are watching, I know you guys meditate and take care of yourself. It feels pretty fucking good, doesn't it? Yeah, it feels pretty good. It seems that like for me, as I go on about life, I seem to get more and more in that orgasmic state just by the virtue of being, right? And it seems that we're all just working our way back to that orgasmic, blissful state. And as we do it, we masturbate. Think of each lifetime as one stroke. One lifetime, one stroke, another lifetime, another stroke, and boom, 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 boom. You keep stroking and stroking and stroking. Become one with God again. So, and that's my wacky theory for the day. Hopefully some of you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully some of you guys got butthurt by some of the analogies that I used and got offended. And hopefully at the end of the day it was entertaining, because this whole drama, this whole life, it's entertainment. It's a video game, and you can't convince me any otherwise. You can't convince me any other way. And that's about it, guys. God bless you all. I love every single one of you guys. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, or you're gonna sleep with the fishes.